Right, what's up guys, welcome back to Matt Catches, and as you can see from behind me, I am back on the fishing location, and it's a bit rough today, the weather, there's a lot of wind. It's just died the past minute, just as I said that, it's happened to die, but there's been a lot of wind, so I was debating bringing my bivvy and my brolly. Thought I'll just tank it. I've got my brolly with me, I haven't got the overwrap on yet because it is quite warm surprisingly, and it's the warm breeze which is blowing across the water, as you can see from behind me, and hoping that will bring us a fish. And if you haven't noticed already, we're back on my favourite peg where I've had most of my fish from throughout the summer, and I thought it'd be not a bad idea to jump back on here now the weather's warmed up. So I'm going to talk you through my tactics in a minute. I'm going to whack the rods in, I've got some cracking food as always, and let's get into it. Right, let's talk tactics. So the tactics I'm going to be using today, I'm going with the size small Fox PVA bag. I think it was 55mm to 120mm. And inside that PVA bag, I've got a sort of a little like Ronnie 360 type rig. It's only 3 inches long with a size 4 hook on, and on that I've got a 15mm CM1 Mistral baits pop-ups, if you can see that there. And pairing that, I've got crushed up inside of the PVA bag. I've got some of the Nash Citrus boilies crushed up. I just ground them up with a boilie grinder, tapped them in as I've gone along. Everything's in there nice and neat, and I'm going to put in some of the sticky Essential Cell sticky PVA bag mix, PVA bag friendly. It's been doing really good recently on this lake, this like collection of bait has, so that's my plan. I'm going to whack them probably about, I'd say it's only about 70 yards across the lake, so I'm going to bring them in probably 40 yards or so, 40-50 yards across, over to the bay where I had that carp from a couple of weeks ago. And I'm hoping that'll do the trick and get some of the carp out, because we can have 2 rods fishing in the bay from this peg. So that's my plan. Let's get the rods in, and fingers crossed we catch a fish. Right, I've got my waders on. Let's get in and get this rod casted in. If you're just wondering, all I'm aiming to do by getting in the water is there's some trees above me which you can't really see on the camera, and from where I'm trying to cast, you can't really cast because of the trees. If I can get just a few foot lower, I can get the cast and get the rods in the right place. Perfect. And now for the second rod. Right, I think it's about time the pot noodles done, so open this bad boy up, and today I'm back with the chili chicken fusion one because this is by far the best flavour there is, and you just missed it just off camera. Nice little twig straight on my head, bounced off, so I've got to keep an eye out for these trees when the wind picks up. Hopefully, I don't want to, they do move a bit, it should be alright. They tend to keep good care taking the rotten ones down and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to eat this pot noodle. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to watch the new episode of the Grand Tour because that comes out and it's absolutely smashing. So I'm going to watch that, and in that time, fingers crossed, we can catch ourselves a fish. Right guys, so I was just lying on my bed, and my right hand rod had a few bleeps, so I got out, and because I'm casted over to the other side, just took the bobbin off, let some line slack, and I was just watching it. I was keeping my eye on it, see if I could see a pull or feel anything, and it just carried on beeping. So struck for it thinking there might be something on, and as I lifted my rod into the air, big twig in the water wanted to caught on my line, So there's nothing on, unfortunately, it's just a twig. But I thought I'd take this opportunity to show you a bit more in depth of the actual rig that's inside of the PVA bags that I'm using. And basically, move a bit closer to the camera, that is the rig that I'm using. You've got your standard 2-ounce inline lead, 3-inch braid roughly, and if you see on the end, it is sort of like a Ronnie rig type thing, because you've got your hook quick release here, you've got your putty that will hold it to the ground, and you've just got your hook, so it can turn around nice and freely from the pop-up. And yeah, basically it's a sort of Ronnie rig thing. Baits on a bait screw, got your kicker on there. So that's what's inside the PVA bag. I just thought I'd take a second to show you before I cast the rod back in. So let's get this casted back in. Hopefully next time it's a fish. Right, let's get this rod casted back in. Right guys, I've got a carp in the net, which I'm really surprised about, seeing the time, it's only 4:30, and I couldn't really set my camera up because I was trying to one hand with the rod. I tried to set it up, didn't end well, and I mean anyway, my landing net knocked over my tripod, so that would not have been ideal. This will be first time actually looking at the carp. I think it's a mirror, so let's have a look. That is, look at the scales on that. That is a beautiful fish. Let me just move that off there. Beautiful fish. So I'm going to get this out for a photo, give it a video, show you guys, and yeah, give it away because it seems a really nice fish. And this will actually give me a chance. Just brought the Nash fish care kit so I can try it out on this fish. Right guys, we've got the fish here in the landing net, and first thing we're going to do now it's unhooked is get it dressed. So I've got my new Nash kit with some thing to wipe the dry it off, some buds and some of the new antiseptic stuff basically. So I'm going to find where it's been hooked perfectly in the bottom of the mouth. I'm going to just give it a little wipe, and then I'm going to get some of the antiseptic stuff, Nash stuff, on one of the buds. I'm going to put that onto the bud, give it a nice soaking. There we go, got a nice amount on there, don't go too skimpy on it. And get that, there we go, give that a rub into the wound. And that should help seal it up, stop it getting infected. So, just put a bit of water on it, give her a bit of hydration. Just keep the scales wet, you don't want to keep them too dry. And then we'll give it away. So I've got my NG2 scales here. Get them out. Very trusty these are. It's about time I get some new scales, I think, pretty soon. Let's both ends through the metal rings and give it away. A whopping £11.5 with the sling, so I will need to subtract the sling off it, which I will have to wait afterwards because I'm not 100% sure of how much it actually weighs. Take a look at this little mirror, absolutely beautiful condition. Even though it's only a little one under £10, I'm glad to have had it just because of the pure beauty of this fish. You don't find fish in this condition in many places, especially with this beauty. It's equally as beautiful on the other side. You have to get this back, let it swim off, and hopefully we can have its big brothers. So let's get it back. Beautiful fish. And now for the final part, to let this fish go and hopefully grow a bit more to a bit bigger of a carp, and we have it again one day. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, you see it's raring to go, and there you go, swimming off back into the depths of the lake. That was a beautiful fish. Take a look at the steam coming off them sausages. The sausage butty is absolutely fantastic. Some nice warm food, warm me up. I mean, it isn't actually that cold tonight. See, I'm just sitting here, I've got door wide open, I'm sitting here just in my jumper, that's all I've got on. Normally I'd be here with a jumper and 2 coats on. But so far we've had a bream, and we've had an absolutely beautiful little carp. I'm amazed by the actual how nice that carp looked considering the size, because it was only a tiny little fish. It was amazing to catch, because that's the treasures that this lake holds. It may not have the biggest fish, like some lakes you go and they have like 40, 50 pound carp in, but there's only like one of them. Whereas this fish, almost every fish is a different fish, and they're all different in their own weight, and they're really nice. But they may not be the biggest. I think the biggest is only 26 pound, but that's a trade-off you get from such nice looking fish. There's some really nice like dark ash black ones, I think they are, like mirrors and stuff like that, but they're really nice fish. So I'm going to eat these, recast that rod because I just remembered I haven't recasted it yet, and yeah, I'll be back with you when I've got a cup of tea on. That rod has been recasted. Right, I'm back. I've recasted my rod. I've just made myself a cup of tea. Got a couple of chocolate biscuits left, and yeah, so far we've had a brilliant carp. We've had a very big bream, which was £7 1 ounce, but I need to take off £2 2 ounces, which would be, just find out how many ounces are in a pound. Right. As you can see on there, I don't know whether you can, there are 16 ounces in a pound, which I've just found out. So that means that bream was £4 and, focus camera, it was £4 and 15 ounces. You know, I'm not the quickest at maths. And that carp that we had, that come up at 11.5 on the scales, so that would have been about 9, even 10.3. That's not too easy. Yeah, would have been 9.3, which is pretty small carp, but for how it looked absolutely amazing. It's one of the prettiest carp I've ever brought, if you can put them that way. But it's a really nice mirror. It's in mint condition. Looked like it'd almost never been caught. I presume that's one of the stockies that's been put in this lake recently, because he did have a stock. I think it must have been the year just gone. They had a stock at the start of the summer, from what I've heard. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having some more fish out of there and out of this lake. And I'm going to drink my cup of tea, have a couple of chocolate biscuits, and I'll be back with you. And hopefully in that time we have another carp. Right, it's currently about 10 o'clock and I'm going to hit the hay and get some sleep, because I'm hoping to be up at 7, because it's becoming a lot lighter a lot sooner now, and it's also going darker a lot later, because it's been, normally it'd be about pitch black about 4 o'clock, but as you've seen, it was light at 4:30 and it didn't go completely pitch black till about 5. So we're getting less darkness, more light, which means we're coming into the summer months. It's going to start warming up, and hopefully that means a lot more fish. But yeah, at the moment I'm going to get some sleep. Hopefully up at 7 so we can recast the rods nice and early, get some breakfast on. I've got some beans and sausage, and yeah, hopefully we can catch a fish during the night before I see you in the morning, and if not, I'll see you in the morning. Hey, there's something on. Hopefully I'm not out in the rain for a bream. That'd be very disappointing. It's not fighting much though, it's not looking promising. Oh no, don't be a bream. Oh, whatever it was swimming towards it. I think it might be a bream. Please don't be a bream. It's not fighting much though. Feel little leg swings, but nothing major. Oh, it is. It's a bream. Oh no, it's only a little one as well. I'm going to let this go pretty quick. Bloody hell. Fighting for a bream. Yeah. Going to let this go. Get back in there where it's dry. I'd say about 8:15 right now. So you've just seen, I've recasted my rods, got myself a cup of tea on, and stick my breakfast on in the minis. And we had a pretty eventful night. We had 3 bream out, all spreading throughout the night, not just in one clump, and going on either rod as well. It started raining last night. From the second that I shut up my door a bit, got just about halfway, started raining. It was only like spitting, and it started chucking it down, all the way through until about 7:30. So at 7:30, got out, recasted my rods, baited back up, and hopefully we can get a fish from that, because we've got a couple of hours, we're staying here till about dinner time, and there's nothing to say that we can't catch another fish, because it's looking promising. The water's calmed down a bit from yesterday. It's not cold, it's still pretty warm, and I've seen a couple of roach jump out in front of me in the water, so the fish are definitely still active. So I think I'm going to get the breakfast on now, and yeah, hopefully we can catch another fish. Guys, I've currently got a carp on, I'm pretty sure. It's putting up a pretty good fight. I was just standing here thinking, oh, I'll get back in bed, and my rod rips off. Don't know how well you can see, my camera's just doing a time lapse. It was already on the tripod, and I've just flicked it over to video. Feels like a good one, this does. Doesn't feel huge, but it feels a bit bigger than the one we had last night. Swimming in towards us here. Why is it just coming in? I hope it's making a run for it under the trees. Absolutely screamed off, this did. So I think it might be a stocky, but you never know what size. Why does it feel like a bream now? Oh no, it's not. There's a carp. Only a little one. Whoa, it's another little mirror. Beautiful little fish though. Does not want to go in this net. I'll tell you that. Hey up. Pulling quite hard at the moment. Just want to give it a bit of line. Not loads, but just enough so it doesn't come off. Because I don't want it to rip that hook out the side of its mouth. Going for the tree underneath me. There's all the branches underwater and I don't want to get snagged. Should be alright though. Beautiful little fish though. Beats having another bream. Well, it's taking this line. Not giving up easy, give me that. And we've got it in the net. Second carp of the session. Oh, beautiful little mirror again. Not quite as big as the one we had yesterday. It's just a little tiddly, but it put up a good fight like this. Right, now you can see a bit better. That fish just put up an incredible scrap for the size of it, as you'll see in a minute. It's only a little tiddly, but nice to have a carp in it. Wait, on the way just before you go. You can't complain about a carp, it's better than the bream, and it looks absolutely stunning, this carp does. I'm going to give you a little look in the net now. Nice. It's only a little one. Look at that. Amazing mirror that is. Imagine when that goes up swimming around, that'll be brilliant. Oh, so he just spat the hook out for me. So we're going to get this out, get a photo, and show you guys the fish. So yeah, let's get it out now. Right guys, here we are, second fish of the session, and I'm going to have to just add, it's a spectacular looking little mirror. Absolutely amazing, maybe small, looks like it's almost untouched, absolutely beautiful. So the first thing I'm going to do, give it some water, make sure it's nice and wet, don't let it go dry. Then next thing, grab out little Nash first aid kit for the fish. Going to dry off where it's being hooked, and it was hooked in the side of the mouth this time. So find where that was. See, just give that a little wipe. Both sides. This is what it says in the instruction manual. I've got a clean bud, not the same one I used on the other fish. Don't want to pass any diseases around between fish. Then the big generous blob, the Nash. There we go. The Nash antifungal Carp, that's what it's called. And I'm gonna just rub that on the inside of where it was hooked. Fish is pulling a couple of faces there as they do. There we go. Give that a nice rub on there. Make sure you get it all over the wound, and that will seal up on the wound and stop it getting infected. So next I'm going to do and give it a weigh, see how much it weighs. I've got to remember that this sling does weigh 2 pounds 2 ounces when it's wet. So get this on, zeroed the scales, stand up, see how much it weighs. £10.11. That weighs £10.11 with the sling. I worked out in a bit, it'd be about £8.85, I'm pretty sure it will be. So it's only a really small carp, but I'll get it out and give you a look because it looks spectacular. Here we go. Take a look at that beautiful little mirror. You don't get these many places. They're only small, but considering most of the fish look like this, with the colours, the scale patterns, they look absolutely amazing. A spectacular fish, some of the best I've ever caught. This is why I keep returning into this lake, because you can't beat the fish. Some may fish about the bigger size, but I think that the beauty goes over the size by far. You gotta have a look at the other side. Ooh. And there we have it, the other side for you. Get a look at that. Mouth is untouched. It's an absolutely spectacular fish. You can't beat these fish. Gonna get this back in the water, let it grow a bit, and hopefully we have it again one day. Absolutely beautiful. And there we go, swimming off. Look at the scales across his back. Absolutely amazing, that fish. Great way to end the session. So I think we've got an hour or so. I'm going to recast this rod. Hopefully we can have another little one, or maybe even a big one. Right guys, unfortunately we're coming towards the end of the fishing session, but it's been a cracking session on the lake so far. We've had 2 amazing mirror carp, even though they're only little fish, a 9 pound and an 8 pound. It was still amazing fish to catch and some of the most beautiful fish I've had out of this lake. And I've caught them on the Mistral bait 15mm pop-ups. I'm gonna have to get some ordering some more of these. They're absolutely amazing. That's what I've had these on so far. I've had the what was it? I had a 15 pound common 2 weeks ago out of here, and I've just had them 2 mirrors on it with the Nass citrus around them. It's paired up absolutely mint. I'm gonna have to get some more of these orders, make sure I don't run out on them PVA bags, and it's been working flawlessly so far. And the other main thing that I found, if you're on the fish, you're gonna catch them. If there's no fish there, there's no point fishing there because you're not gonna catch anything. It's like fishing an empty lake in a fully stocked lake. You're not gonna catch anything in the empty one. It's kind of like common sense to some point, but yeah, it's been a cracking session so far. Fortunately we haven't had many views like a sunset or anything. The sky's been really bland. We had a bit of rain last night, but other than that it's just been mild. There's been a lot of wind just today, but it's not even terribly cold because I'm just sitting here with a hoodie on, and normally I've got my coat, my thermal trousers on, everything, but yeah, it's been pretty chill. So as always, Matt Catches signing out, and I'll see you in the next video.